Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everyone. I started a little bit earlier. First, I scheduled the live stream for uh, like 20 minutes ago, but I didn't know if I could make it that early, and then I changed it to 3 p.m. Central European Time, which is I think 9 a.m. New York time. But I have a call later, so I was like, okay, now that I'm ready, let me just start earlier so that I'm not gonna be late on the call. So maybe not many people are gonna join since I started earlier, but I see already 7 people here. Nice. Nice, nice. I will share with you one lesson today that I learned this week. I took a loss on EU and GU this morning, and I will tell you what I did and how it happened. So yeah, let me just those were the positions. I had limit orders here, but price did not come to take me. But I was anticipating to see a bullish move on euro. Since we got this, let me go first on a higher time frame. So I'm aware of this fair value gap that we had here. And I'm aware that the weekly was bearish and we tapped into this point of interest. We took a lot of sell side liquidity. So I mentioned that I would anticipate some form of reversal, and I don't consider shorting euro as something safe now because we already overextended. So my thoughts here, even on the last live stream, I mentioned that okay, we got a market structure shift or market structure break on euro. So I was anticipating to see price coming lower and possibly continuing from here higher. I mentioned that the first target would be this one here. And what happened? On the live stream on Wednesday, I mentioned that we were like here during the live stream. So once I finished the live stream, I saw this as a nice opportunity and I took one trade on my personal account, but I didn't take a trade on any other accounts because we didn't have any market structure break yet. But we had a market structure break on pound since we had news on pound that morning. So I was anticipating, like, we had like S&P divergence between pound and euro, and I was expecting that euro will also do the same push and will we'll make we'll do a break. And that's why I entered like exactly here when the daily candle, like the hourly candle closed. My entry was exactly here because the push was quite strong. If I go on a lower time frame, you will see how it looked. And I was targeting first, as I said, my first target was here, but this was on my personal account, so I was planning to keep it. So what happened here, it did not really come where I wanted it, but I trailed my loss while it was going up, so I took some small profit on it. I think it took me out somewhere here, something like that. So I did not expect price to shoot that low. I was thinking like, yeah, we might get a pullback until here in this order block that we have here. If we zoom in, we can see that it liquidated a previous pool of liquidity. But I disregarded these equal lows, and I disregarded that this is kind of like a small trend line. And if we go on a lower time frame, we're going to see that we have an imbalance and a nice point of interest here on 15-minute chart. So I had a busy week, I had a busy day, I wanted to focus on different things. So I set a limit order on euro here with the stop loss here. I set the limit order on pound on pound it was here, and stop loss here. And before I went to bed, I was in profit. And pound was shooting up. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. And I didn't move the stop loss to break even. And when I woke up, yeah, I woke up seeing the red numbers. So what, like, something that I want to like kind of mention is, I know that many people are asking like, how is it the proper way to journal? What do you do with your journal? So something that I did was like, okay, let me see like what really went wrong, because my bias was wrong in this case. And usually my bias is not, I mean, for euro, my bias was correct. It's just that it did not respect the first point of interest, it went to the last one. For pound, I did mention on the analysis that I did for my community that we have a trend line liquidity that we should be careful with, and I disregarded it completely. Like, when I placed the limit orders, I wasn't thinking too much. I was like, okay, euro looking nice, oh, okay, pound looking nice, boom, let me just put the limits without thinking too much. But afterwards, I definitely, for euro, I would not say that it was a mistake. It was something that this is one setup that I usually use for trading, and it's, I mean, one of my trading models. But on pound, I was definitely off. But I was thinking like, okay, if because the first when we got the first pullback, pound dollar triggered my entry first, and it was in profit, and I had limits on euro, and euro was not even triggered. So I was like, no, price was approaching pound first, and euro was kind of like struggling to retrace as much as the pound. And I'm like, okay, I will put entries both on euro and GU, and if one does not come, at least the other one will come. And at the end, both of them came. But never mind. So what is the mistake that I did on pound? Like, I wouldn't have placed this trade if I wasn't nonchalant. But it happens. So I wrote it in my journal as something that I should observe next time. So what was happening here? If I go to a lower time frame, we can see that if I compare actually pound, dollar, and euro, we see that pound was like, we are in kind of like a consolidation, and we created this trend line liquidity. We liquidated buy side liquidity like the previous daily high, and euro broke with a like whole body candle. It showed more strength. It showed like a better order flow shift. So for pound, even though this trend line liquidity was so obvious, and you know that trend line liquidities are low resistance liquidity that is targeted, I disregarded this trend line liquidity, and what happened? We just took the previous daily high, and then afterwards we targeted this trend line liquidity. And now I do believe that after this sell side liquidity that we're gonna target the buy side liquidity, but yeah, I paid for it. So what I would anticipate now is to see, we might even see like price going straight through this trend line. It might not do like this. It might not, we don't know. But I'm done trading for the day. I hit my loss target for the day, so it's yeah, I'm not gonna trade more. I tried to catch entries on euro, but I didn't want to rush, because I will explain why. I'm not gonna just jump from here to there. I'll go to euro and explain why I didn't want to just jump into positions. So yeah, this is what happened. Always pay attention to trendline liquidity, never disregard them, and always look at the higher time frame. Higher time frame is so powerful, because if I if I didn't like disregard how we were looking like here in the trend line that we formed, I wouldn't have placed the trade initially. But I think that what made me do that is because I was waiting for this move on Wednesday. I was waiting for this move on Wednesday to take a buy position from here, because the initial market structure break happened over here with the news, as I mentioned. So what I was expecting is price to retrace to this point here that actually pushed price, and it was a nice trade from here. Like it was, I think, 4 RR, something like that. Yeah, almost 4 RR. So I missed this trade, and I think that this kind of like created the FOMO that made me just place a trade without thinking too much about it. And it's very important to actually try to understand where certain things are coming from, where certain triggers are coming from. I know myself. I know that when I have multiple things to handle during the day, if I have to think about different things, I sometimes I'm not as careful and as detailed as I usually am when I have the time, when I'm relaxed, chilled. I don't have to rush to any call. I don't have to do anything like that. So that's why, like, afterwards, and this is something that I'm writing in my journal, so that next time when I have a day when I have missed a good opportunity, and the reason why I missed this one is because it happened when it was here already midnight, and I was on a call with yeah, all those calls I have to stop talking with people on the phone if I want to get trades. But I was on a phone, and I heard the alert, because I had an alert here, but it was already like here was around like it was midnight. I was about to go to bed, and I'm like, I don't think price will shoot from here. Maybe we're gonna range here, take Asia low from again somewhere here, and then go higher. And then I missed the whole move, and the next day I was like, okay, never mind. So I think that this is what kind of like made me just smack a trade here without thinking too much. Even though like this was a good zone to look at, we had to definitely pay attention to the trend line liquidity, but we can see that we got a reaction. So I have been in profit for more than I believe 1.5 R, and if I go like on a lower time frame, usually like I mark up the 15-minute structure. So when I see that, price is struggling to break and comes with like such a strength on the downside, I would have moved my stop loss to break even. But I just put stop loss TP and I went to bed. And that's it. So yeah. But something that like I wanted to share with you, so that it's gonna be a lesson for you as well, not only for me, is always try to write in your journal as well, like what has happened a day before or 2 days before, because that's how we kind of understand where the triggers come from. Because I'm quite sure that I placed this, I disregarded the trade, or I was just a bit more nonchalant, just because I missed this 4 RR the day before. And I know that I wasn't as aware. I wasn't that much in the present moment when I was just setting the limits. So this can be a lesson for you as well. I'll try not to do it again, even though I've done it even before, so it's not the first time. I've done this before, but yeah, I will try to remind myself more of not trying to tackle too many things at once, and And maybe like sometimes it's even good if you miss a good position that you've been waiting for. Since you know that I don't get setups often, I get 1 to 2 setups per week. And when I miss one setup, sometimes when I haven't had a trade for quite a long time, it can make me want to jump into a trade. And if I haven't written that in my journal, if I'm not like really making sure that my brain is aware of that, it's easy to make like such kind of mistakes. For euro was fine. The reason why euro was fine is because, as I mentioned, we had a solid order flow shift, and the point of interest was not a bad one because, as I mentioned, we had here a liquidity sweep of a previous low. But yeah, we got a small retracement from this fair value gap here, and then we just dropped lower. And there was a point of interest here, but I totally disregarded this one because I didn't expect such a move during Asia session. But yeah, it is what it is. So if the reason why euro was valid is, as I mentioned, the order flow shift was very clear, and yeah, I had multiple. I could see like on a higher time frame that euro is stronger than the pound, and the level that we reached was a more solid level. So and I'm also looking at EJ when I want to understand better like how euro and pound are correlated. So for euro, this was just a probabilistic loss. So I was gonna take this trade no matter what. Maybe I was gonna wait for a confirmation if I wasn't that tired to just go to bed. Let's put the limits in. And even like another thing, I think that this was the FOMO from the previous day. I don't usually put limits before going to bed. Like I usually try to enter trades, London kill zone and Euro kill zone, and that's it. And this has been happening like already. I mean, it was here when I was waiting for the limit, so it was pre-London close. So I have been taking trades pre-London close. But why didn't I delete the limits before I went to bed is the question. Yeah. So the reason why I didn't delete them was because I wasn't expecting that we were gonna see this, but now I will not be expecting and not expecting, but I will be doing what I'm supposed to do. At least I hope so. And yeah, and what happened here? So I woke up and I saw my losses. Then I noticed this zone here, which was a perfect zone. And then I saw the balanced price range, but we were already here. And I was waiting, like I knew that, okay, this balanced price range might act as support. We started shifting order flow, and then I set one limit here, and in case we want to liquidate this as an internal sell side liquidity, I had one limit here, but price just continued higher. And another thing that I wanted to, of course, observe is this point of interest here. Reason being is because this push that came on the downside, this strong push that we had, originated from this swing high. So that's why I wanted to observe how price will be acting, reacting from this zone. So yeah, this is my week. This was my week. So what is next? Let me tell you what I expect to see next. Let me actually check the chat. I don't know why my chat is not appearing. The chat is not appearing on the streaming software. And by the way, I see only 11 likes. Show me some love. And I see that there are 23 people on the live stream. I'm sharing with you lessons so that you won't burn yourself. I mean, I know that we have to kind of like burn ourselves in order to learn what we are not supposed to do. But yeah, usually we don't learn when other people are telling us what to do and what not to do. We have to make the mistake ourselves in order to learn the lesson. Let me try to I don't know why this live chat that used to appear here is not here now, and I cannot like properly read what you're writing. Let me Okay, let me see here. 25 for a countdown, and all of a sudden you're here. Yeah, I wanted to start the live stream earlier because I have a call later, so I was thinking like, okay, let me just do it. No, I'm not doing quantitative analysis. Your GPY played beautiful. I mean, hey Chino, you're here every day. Appreciate your support. The thing is, like, the current price action is not like after CPI, we washed pretty much everything, like all liquidity, and we are overextended, and nothing is really a high probability here. Nothing is really a high probability here. So it's a bit hard to navigate such kind of price action. For me, it was very easy to read price like here while we were playing around this zone. But after CPI, we just like dropped. And then you know that after such an expansion, we see consolidation, and this consolidation is really hard to navigate. And sometimes it's better even to just stay away in such kind of cases. But FOMO, we all have it sometimes. We all get trapped from it. Balance price range is when we have imbalances on both sides. I see a question. Can you explain what is a balance price range? So balance price, this is a perfect example for a balance price range. We see that we grabbed the liquidity, we left imbalance, and then we came to the same range with the same strength, kind of. So we created sell side imbalance and buy side imbalance. So when we have a zone where two imbalances are overlapping, this is called the balance price range. And when we are bullish, it usually acts as support. When we are bearish, it acts as resistance. Hope it was clear. I mean, it's normal that we as human beings are gonna experience FOMO. It's normal that we as human beings are gonna experience different emotions. What is important for us is to figure out what are the triggers. So maybe next time when I miss a move that is a good move, because 4 RR is not a bad reward, maybe I should tell myself, okay, you missed the move, and to let your brain or let your emotions forget about what you've missed, not to start FOMOing, maybe I should take a break and not look at the chart the day after. But yeah, I did jump on the chart. I mean, I'm looking at the charts every single day, but maybe I should just decide not to trade a day after, or just be more like something that I used to do before that I stopped doing is I was writing about my mental state and psychology before placing a trade, before placing um, the limits. And the thing is, I stopped doing it, and the reason why I stopped doing it because I don't have as much time as I used to have before. Um, mm, I have more distractions. I'm more, and I think that with like sometimes when you feel like too confident with your, because my bias has been right, like I think I've had like only 3 days wrong bias, like including the GU one like yesterday. I've only had like 3 days wrong daily bias from 15th of January since I started like recording videos for my community. So I'm really confident about my bias. But the thing is like sometimes it makes us more nonchalant and we're not as careful and we're not as observant as present as we usually are, which can be also like an overconfidence issue when it comes to like analysis and trading. Like it's we are human beings and we're driven by emotions. So in order to spot the triggers and to understand, not like to avoid such kind of mistakes, we should definitely make sure that we are we are on the charts and only on the charts, not the phone call later and not the email that I have to answer and not the flight that I have to book or check in, etc., etc. I'm like your sister cutting the messages and pieces. She's always like that. Like I don't have to check my phone. I know according to the way I'm receiving the messages when she's messaging me. I will tell you what I'm expecting next shortly. Oh, good idea for the phone, yeah. But I just have my phone in the background on the charger. I don't know if you can see it there. um, but can you make the screen bigger? I cannot make it now, but I'll try to do it during the weekend. Yeah, the chat is a bit off, and the website that I'm using is maybe a bit off. Yeah, Sophia, it's important to admit, yes, I acted the way I did because of the FOMO. Because if you don't admit, if you are not honest with yourself, uh, you're not gonna be able to spot those triggers. You're not gonna be able to, because um, like I don't know how far you are with the book, but when during the meditation, and I'm talking about breaking the habit of being yourself. Sophia is part of my community, so that's why I know that she's reading the book. So during the meditation, it says that we should recognize and we should accept, like face whatever emotion we're feeling, and then surrender, like letting it go. And the only way how I'm not gonna let this FOMO to chase me and to destroy my psychology. Like yes, now I made a mistake, but I admit this is the mistake that I made. I analyzed, I found my mistake, I wrote it in my journal, and I will be definitely more careful and observant in the future when I have similar situations. Because it has happened before. It has not happened recently, um, but it has happened to me before that I usually just smack a limit and don't pay attention much on price just because I missed the previous move, and something from inside is like craving for this like move that I missed, so I get a FOMO, and expect that I'm gonna get the move again, but that doesn't happen. And if I was more like careful, I could have like placed 0.5% here, 0.5% here, and I could have catch the move that I was anticipating, because the move happened. The move that I was anticipating is what we currently see, targeting this trend, this liquidity. Gina, thank you, thank you. uh, I believe you're gonna love it. Like, I believe that, like, the more you go to the later chapters, the more you're gonna understand the purpose of everything explained in the first chapters. And I will definitely make a webinar actually from this book and break down things, because I've been telling my community to not to just read this book, but to study it in details. For me, I finished it for a second time, and I will read it the third time again. And the reason for that is because there is so much important information in this book that, like, it's not gonna just change your trading, it's gonna change your life completely. I'm using Notion. I'm using Notion, and I'm using one tool from Dane Trades. I have them linked in the description, so you can check them out. You can check them out if you want. The EA is transferring all the positions. Once you close a position, it transfers the trade to a Notion template, and then I just have columns with comments and psychology analysis. So I would just write my trade idea there, put a screenshot from TradingView to explain the trade idea, why I took the trade, and then I have a column for psychology to write about what I've been just telling you. How I like, why I think I did what I did, and how I've been feeling about the trade before the trade, and stuff like that. So I'm still using Notion. I know many people say TradeZilla, TradeZilla. I might start using TradeZilla, but for now I'm using Notion, because this tool that I use from Dane, it's not something that you pay like monthly subscription on. And for me, I just feel that I'm not taking so many trades. I'm not taking too many trades in order to need like something fully automated. And the tool that I'm using from Dane is definitely automated. Like, you just put your screenshots and write your idea, which I would do even on TradeZilla, for example. And in this tool, it has like detailed statistics on everything. So it's a one-time fee. I think I paid $60, and you can use it on 10 different devices, unlimited time, unlimited amount of accounts. So I'm using both his trade manager and his journal tool, and he has also trade copiers. I have an affiliate link for the trade copiers, so if you want to get 5% discount, you can use my link. But yeah, he's offering free trial, so if you want to try his tools, you can reach out to him, and he can send you a free trial if you want to try it before purchasing. I think the free trials are like 1 week or so, but I find them really useful. The book that I'm talking about is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's a definitely good idea to break it down in the language that you feel most comfortable with. I know many people like listening to books, and I understand from productivity side that you would prefer to listen to a book instead of reading it. But in order to really like pay attention and understand and resonate, you have to take a break and you have to read yourself. So other books that are like which one? I mean, even other books, if you really want to like get all many takeaways, it's good to like pause and reflect. But this book, it shouldn't be treated like a normal novel or like a normal book, storytelling or something. This should be treated as biology book, studying for studying for a biology exam on how the brain works. and and for me, I don't know, maybe because I have like a science background, I also find it fun. I also find it cool to understand, and I know quite a lot about how the brain works in emotions and hormones and stuff like that. So I find it interesting as well. Not only that I wanted to study it because it's beneficial in many ways. I'm telling to everyone, read this book, read this book. It's a life-changing one. I'm reading the comments from YouTube because here I cannot see anything. Okay. I have to find a way to fix this chat box. And okay, let me now talk about what I expect next. I'm not gonna actually go on a higher time frame and break down everything, because maybe it's better to just do it Sunday evening, like a weekly analysis, short live stream. So I might do that instead. But for now, what I'm expecting is, since it's Friday, if I look at the weekly, I do think that we are gonna close like an indecision candle. And next week, possibly go higher, take the previous weekly high, and maybe reject from this fair value gap and push lower, or push lower from one of the higher points of interest. That's what I would anticipate. But let's see. Let's see how Friday's candle is gonna close. We don't have anything special later, so I don't think that we're gonna have a... Actually, no, I should not say I don't think we're gonna have a crazy move, because sometimes Fridays just move for no reason, even without news. But yeah, since we had this on Euro, since we had this clear market structure shift or clear break of structure, and then, you know, I've been telling many times, the weeks do the damage, the bodies tell the story. This week did the damage for me. And the body told us the story that we are actually, this zone acted as support. The body closed within this zone and we started pushing higher. So if you pay closer attention, you will see that I have marked this balanced price range that first rejected price, but now we closed above this balanced price range. So now I would anticipate to see it acting as support. So we might see it, like if we look here, we might see this zone here acting as support for price to continue higher to target this high, yesterday's high. And that's what I'm anticipating. I do not really anticipate price to... Let me check the 4-hour chart. I don't expect price to go where I was thinking to buy. It's already gone. If we drop that low, I would like to see a confirmation. I would not look for buys, because this will change the order flow. If we break here, if this balance price range that I mentioned does not act as support, and let's say here we have like relative equal lows. So even like if we want to drop lower, I do not want to see a body closing below this low. Maybe we can just weak out these equal lows within this fair value gap and then continue higher. But what most likely will happen is this balanced price range turning from resistance to support. So this is what I see for now. That's for euro. Let me check the dollar. The dollar is still here, fighting, struggling to go up. So I don't think we're gonna see a new high for now on the dollar. It's much weaker than the euro. We might see it like maybe next week, but it's very tricky. Pound dollar is tricky. Like there is a break on the downside. Like this was a break on the downside. And the high that created this low is this one here. So if we want to see a break, we should see a break above this level for the 4-hour to turn bullish. So we took sell side liquidity, and there is a possibility that price wants to go for buy side. And let's check if we had some buy side. Not much, not just Asia high, but sometimes Asia high is more than enough when the currency is very weak. I know we had some news on pound this morning, but I don't know what was the result from them. So looking at pound, we did have the same balanced price range here, as I can see, after taking this sell side liquidity. And I do like taking such trades, but I just missed it. I like taking trades from a balanced price range, especially after such a liquidity pool, and then target the closest point. So something like this. The risk reward here is not the best, but usually such areas act almost always as support or resistance. Or if price, let's say, rejects first and then closes below, then it will turn from support to resistance. But yeah, we have some low resistance liquidity here, low resistance liquidity here. So price will be most probably heading there, but we are much weaker than euro. And I would like to see this high being broken, because this is a point of interest in premium that might push price lower, looking at the higher time frame and in general how price action is at the moment. Yeah, you can see that this balanced price range is trying to act as support. Let's see if it's gonna manage to push price that high, or it's just like a short-term reaction. Let me check the chat again. And you're 25 here, and I have only 17 likes. Come on, guys. Come on, show me some love. Who else is just coming and telling you, hey, I had a FOMO, I took 2 losses, I did this, I did that. There are not many such people. There are not many such people like that, actually. There are not many people that are just coming here and telling you what they're doing, because people want to protect their ego. Their ego is too strong at controlling them. But for me, like, I have no ego. I'm just telling everything as it is. Oh, thank you for all support. I would definitely like to do a webinar from the knowledge and reflections from the book. Like, for example, many people would try to hide about the mistake that they have made. Like, why would I hide? I'm a human being. It's fine to it's fine to make mistakes. It's good for you to know as well that everyone is making mistakes. You're not the only one making mistakes and getting FOMO. Everyone does. Even though I'm so focused on mindset, I'm so focused on self-awareness, I do make mistakes as well. Um, I'm not only swinging. I feel that I can do everything because market is fractal. Um, but I'm not really patient enough to swing, even though I know the moves. I know I know, um, I know. Like we're not playing with probabilities. I'm good at spotting the moves. That's the right way to say it. But sometimes I'm not just patient enough to keep it for so long, even though I know where price is going. But I'm like, we want to be comfortable. So sometimes we just, because when you're in a trade, no matter what, you subconsciously feel some form of discomfort, even if you don't really feel it. Like you might feel chill, you might feel relaxed, but subconsciously you know that okay, I'm in a trade. Except for me, sometimes, like I have periods when I'm like very careful and observant, and then I have periods when I'm like, I'll go to bed. I don't care what the trade is doing. But it has something to do with females. If they are female traders, they would understand. I believe they will recognize such kind of traits in themselves as well. I don't know about guys when it comes to that. Uh, but yeah, I like the most intraday. I like the most like to be in and out within a few hours. Cause even when I hold trades overnight, like the first thing I do when I open my eyes is checking MT5, which means that I haven't really had a deep sleep. I've been dreaming, not really dreaming, but I've had the trade idea or the thought in my mind even while sleeping. So I like the most intraday. I don't like scalping either. Like scalping is just, it freaks me out. I think I think that female traders might be better than male traders because we know that the statistic is that there are maybe less than 5% female traders. And if we take the statistic of how many female traders we have compared to how many male traders we have, and how many female traders are coming to a level of profitability and consistency, and how many male traders are coming to a level of profitability and consistency, I do believe that we're gonna win. And reason being, we don't have that ego, that strong ego that some females have an ego. Um, they usually, but you can recognize really easy the females with ego that get humbled many times by the markets. Um, but something that I've watched and I found myself so much in this reel and I was laughing so much was when a guy blows an account, they're like chill. Like there is one guy waving from a train, totally fine after blowing an account, and then a picture from a girl like when a female trader loses 1% of her account and she cries. Like I've been there so many times. I'm gonna be honest. I've been there so many times. Like some in it depends. Like as I said, for female traders it's different. Like there are moments when we can handle more pressure and stress and we're more confident and we can handle things easier, and there are periods when we're more sensitive and not as confident, more emotional. We experience like mood swings. So for a female trader, I definitely say to all female traders to pay attention to how you're changing during your cycles. Yeah, natural risk management, exactly. Knowing when to press, when to lower your risk and when to higher your risk, when to take a break, when to trade, when not to trade. So those things are important for females. And another thing that sets females apart from males, I think we have better intuition. Um, and you can hear and listen to your intuition when the ego is not present. So lots of things are related with the ego. I'm not saying that females have no ego. No, many people, like, ego is when you identify yourself. Ego is who you are, like who you want to identify yourself as. So you're not really a person. You're not really the person that you want to identify yourself with, but the ego wants to feed you, like the ego wants to feed itself to prove you that you are the person that you think you are. And this is actually the book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. It's understanding what is the gap between uh, who you think you are and who you truly are, and closing this gap. And once you close this gap, you will reach this inner peace and harmony, and you will be able uh, to manifest the things and to be in an elevated state of emotions, which is fulfillment, love, joy. And with that, you can attract whatever you want in your life. No, I wouldn't trade with them. Uh, what do you think about the fund that trader open again? Yeah, what do you think about it? I heard that it has a new owner, but for me, it just makes no sense to open. I don't know. I don't trust them. I wouldn't trade with them. I don't trust them. Um, how to close the gap? You can close this gap with a lot of internal work. It's not something that you can just do. No. You have to first identify all these emotions that you suppress in order to act as the person that you think you are and the person that you truly are. So you have to identify all the patterns, all the triggers, all the emotions that are holding you back. And once you start spotting them, you start facing them, you start admitting them, and then you surrender, you start letting them go. But this is a whole process. It's like a whole healing process that you have to follow. So, and I would love to work with something like that. So I would love to work with traders uh, in the future and help them, guide them on how to spot such kind of things. But it takes like a lot of time. People should be patient and give you a chance to guide them, give patience for themselves to start spotting those things, because this is like kind of like to increase your self-awareness. So the first step can be doing exercises that will help you to increase your self-awareness. When it comes to scalping, Chino, I'm seeing your comment. I will bring one person who is working in the back end of not only prop firms. He has been working with brokers. He has a lot of experience in this industry. I will bring him in one day, either on a live stream, but he wants to stay anonymous. So I will either record a video with him and like just voice and ask him solid questions because I want to make people aware of the industry. I want to make people aware of what they're dealing with. And scalping is not the long-term game. Like, I really look forward to having this call and like posting it, and I want to see people's reaction about it. But from everything that I understood, like scalping is not, of course it might work for you will understand from the video why I'm saying scalping is not really the long-term game. It's fine to do it for short term, but when you understand what you're dealing with, you will want to move to a higher time frame. I currently waiting for my account renewal with TFT. I'm really curious what they're gonna do. Actually, I'm really curious what they're gonna do with everything. But yeah, if you ask me, I wouldn't recommend anyone to go and buy a challenge with them now. I mean, in general, like, many prop firms are so sketchy and fishy. So don't put the money that you can't afford to lose in a prop firm. Don't be surprised. Like, for me, I'm not anymore surprised from such kind of events, to be honest, because I know the industry. Okay, this balanced price range that I marked seems like it's acting as support. And people would ask me, how do you know that? I've spent so much time with the charts that you start, like, at the beginning you're gonna just learn balanced price range, but you don't really see it. When you start seeing it, when you start try to understand why is price, where did price come? Why did it come there? Why did it stop there? When you start studying price this way, you will start understanding so many things. That's why, that's why I can easily like sit here and tell you like this is what I'm expecting, that is what I'm expecting, and you will see that price will do most of the times what I'm telling. The thing is just that that's why trading is hard, because emotionally, like, there is no way I can handle trading all the moves. And once you like start entering positions, your mind changes, and I won't be able to see it as clearly as I'm seeing it when I don't have exposed risk. I'm not even though I'm risking little, let's say, I'm not risking much. Even when I'm not risking much, I don't think that, maybe I will reach a level when I will be able to just scale in, but I'm not there yet. Even though once I see an order flow shift, I know which zones are gonna be most probably respected for me to scale in and just go with it. I know I've talked to some people about The Best Loser Wins, the book from Tom Hooger, and many people have told me that this book made them more aggressive and made them lose more money. And this happened with me as well at the beginning when I read the book. I was like, okay, let me start implementing what he's teaching. And yeah, he's an amazing trader, but the thing is, we cannot try to, we should not try to replicate or do what someone else is doing. Because what this person can handle psychologically, like you are you are not gonna feel comfortable with it, and you're gonna just mess up more. So it's better to focus on yourself. Don't just take everything for granted. Psychologically, if you're talking about the scalping, exercise for if you refer to what I said, what I would like to do is like giving guidelines on how people can actually understand the feelings that are holding them back, emotions that are holding them back. It's more like of a coaching, but also combined with healing exercises that meditation coaches use. And if you talk about scalping, um, yeah, only DXY. Um, if you talk about scalping, it's not only psychologically harder, there are things that are happening, shitty things on the back end that are against you. Okay. That makes scalping even harder than it actually is. Because it's a zero-sum game. So when you start understanding the reality about the industry, you might even feel like giving up. When you start understanding everything that is happening. That's why I'm saying to everyone, don't really dream about trading for a living. Okay, guys, we see that we are kind of like bouncing from this zone now. And we're gonna most probably continue to where I mentioned. Did we take this low? No, it's a double bottom. Waiting there for the future. Yeah, I do definitely. This is the draw of liquidity. And I was waiting for that, but I jumped too early. I didn't pay attention to this. If I paid attention, I would have put like 0.5% risk here, 0.5% here, and I was gonna be happy now. What do you think about Randy Howell? I don't even know who that is. Let me see. I'll look into this person. I've never heard of him. I don't think trader state of mind. I don't think I've ever read something from him. But I will look into him. Thank you for the recommendation. Mastering the trading mind. Good emotions, calm bad. I just downloaded one ebook that I found here, and I'll look into it. Thank you for the recommendation. But I usually say to people, it's better to, when you work on yourself, don't work on yourself for trading. Work for yourself. and then you'll see the result on the chart. You don't have to just study trading books to work on your psychology. Usually the books that are going to help you the most with your psychology are not trading books. Yes, you have Mark Douglas for the probabilistic mindset, but there is so much more behind, like an insight that you have to work on. And for me, so far, from everything that I've read, Joe Dispenza is number one. And I really like the books from one Swedish performance coach that has helped me a lot. And who else? Those are the ones that I kind of like stick to, even though I know that there are many other performance coaches. Yoga and meditation, and if they're done correctly, or like if the meditation is done in the right way, it can really help you a lot. And not only with trading, like you're gonna be more calm, you're gonna be more focused, relaxed, everything would be much better for you. Why would you like to have a Telegram channel? Let me know why. And if I like the why, I might consider doing it. Why do you want a Telegram channel? Yeah, there is so much that we don't know. That's why I'm trying, like now, since this is something that I'm happy with, like grateful for. When I started working with prop firms, I started connecting with many people in the industry, and through those people, I'm getting to people that actually are working with brokers that really understand the industry, that have a lot of experience, and I can hear from them the reality of this industry. So that's why I asked that person who has so much experience and knowledge if he would be up for a short interview where I would ask him like a few questions that I believe will be eye-opening for you. I also asked him about his opinion about ICT concepts, and but I will let him share himself on the video. It's not cool if I reveal things now. I have to make you excited to wait for the video. Yeah, it is connected. The quantum field. Okay, guys, I will end the stream because I have a call in 15 minutes. I need a break. I need a break before the call. So thank you so much for joining. I hope you learned something from this stream, and don't forget to leave me a like. Let me know in the comments what is your takeaway from today, and I hope to see you maybe Sunday. I will do a weekly analysis on Sunday, most probably this week. So I hope to see you on the next stream. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, I have BTC. I have BTC, I have Ethereum, I have Shiba. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. Enjoy the weekend and see you soon again.